Anyway, ironic to my current condition of falling all the time, I will try to aim to persuade you guys as to why skateboarding should be allowed on campus. And I'm sure you guys personally have seen probably cops are on campus just chasing down skateboarders and just wondering, is this something that's really worth the police's efforts? I mean, they're really in place to protect us, and I feel like it's kind of contrary to that. And so many students have voiced that there's no harm in it like any other mode of transportation, like a bike. But in an article about epidemiology of injury and adventure in extreme sports, others described it as a dangerous activity, which promotes reckless behavior to the ones engaged in it and those around it. But according to an article, Skateboarding Injuries of Today, the actual danger to pedestrians is extremely low. Amongst a 4-year period, only one person out of 139 skateboard-related patients admitted to the hospital were pedestrians. Actually, it was 3 pedestrians, which is only 2%. And I think that you probably kind of like wondered, man, what are the odds of me getting into an accident while the skateboarders are on campus? I mean, you probably had like kind of scary kind of incidents where like, they get really close and whoa. It's like, I don't know, I've done that to some of you guys by accident. I feel kind of bad about that. But yeah, and a 2% danger within 4 years is actually just really, really low. So if you look at that margin, I feel like it's not really something that should be illegal. And I feel like if you consider, I guess, a bike, for example, as opposed to skateboard, bikes are like really loud, yet they can go way, way faster, and they're way, way heavier. Meanwhile, for a skateboarder, at the worst, it's like a shin getting hit, which like kind of sucks, but I feel like the collision between a bike and a person can be much more catastrophic, which is legal. Meanwhile, skateboarding is completely illegal. So, in an article on San Diego State, they similarly were completely against skateboarding on campus, considering its danger to pedestrians. That all changed when students proposed allowance due to its numerous sustainability and health benefits. Eventually, San Diego embraced skating, allowing its use on campus and along bike lanes. So I feel like we always preach about our sustainability efforts on Cal Poly. Meanwhile, we're completely contrary in the fact that we're not allowing skateboarding, which is another form of sustainable transportation. So to force people to, I don't know, it's just like completely contrary to all the fact that we have all our hydro flasks and all this stuff. Meanwhile, we can't just like allow something as simple as skateboarding. And it'd be a really easy thing to integrate considering we already have our bike lanes and such. It's not even like we'd need to fund it even more. Another question that can be posed, contrary to skateboarding, would be legality. I'm sure it's a kind of a gray area in terms of where liability would fall in terms of the skateboarder's part or the campus's fault. And I feel like this is kind of in the same vein of sports activities on campus. Many times you can become injured if you play a sport. I'm sure you guys have played in high school. And the liability is never really on the school. It's kind of the athletes. They kind of consider that just comes with it, and it's kind of common sense. And so I feel like a similar approach can be applied to skateboarding because, I mean, you kind of consider the danger inherently, and we're all college students, so I feel like it's just common sense in that regard. And if to go even further, I could even suggest like a consent form in terms of like if you were to be allowed to if you were allowed to skateboard on campus, you'd simply sign a waiver and liability would fall on yourself, and I don't know, then legal charges kind of drop completely. But even then, contrary to popular belief, skateboarding is not all that dangerous. In a study done by Myers on skateboarding injuries, out of 56,362, only one fatality occurred. To consider that skateboarding is dangerous with such odds, it is false to consider it all that dangerous. With proper equipment, helmets, and knee pads, honestly, it's kind of very minimal in terms of its danger. And another way to frame skating as a sport, I would say, another way to frame skating is as a sport. In a study done on pediatric and adolescent injury in skateboarding, its numerous health benefits can attest to its validity as a sport. So Cal Poly bolsters millions of dollars in support of school athletics with fields and all this, but really skateboarding wouldn't cost anything more. It would simply just be along the bike lanes that we already have, and simply just along paths that just already are used. Just Cal Poly like keeps on, I guess like they just have all this funding towards like recreational sports, and I don't know, skateboarding would just be such a simple like answer. It wouldn't even be detrimental in terms of the current flow now. I could simply go on and on as to why skateboarding should be allowed. Being a skateboarder myself, I guess it's kind of biased, but I feel at the end of the day it becomes a question of common sense. With the legality and danger side, is skateboarding significant enough for police to concentrate their efforts, when in reality they should be really protecting us? Thank you.